Hey, I'm Dustin DeVos with BGA Industries, and I'd like to take just a few minutes to introduce you to our new exciting product, the Hip Butler. But in reality, every now and then, a product comes along that just needs no explanation. The Hip Butler, the butler everybody can afford. A few years back, Mel Matheson, owner and founder of BGA Industries, was visiting Colonial Williamsburg with his wife Janice. They had spent the whole day walking around Colonial Williamsburg in extreme heat. Thirsty, of course, Mel walked around all day long carrying his water bottle in his fingers. At the end of the day, Mel said, "Lord, there's got to be a better way." Well, after several years of brainstorming and thinking and working with the guys at his factory, the Hip Butler was born. And now, it's hands-free hydration all day long. Now that you've had a brief introduction to the Hip Butler, let's take the next few minutes and let's really get down to the nuts and bolts about what makes the Hip Butler unique. There's two different groups of users for the Hip Butler as we see it. Of course, there's the end user, the consumer, the person that walks into a store and buys it off the shelf. And then there's the promotional product industry, folks that buy the Hip Butler in its promotional status and hand it away as a giveaway. And we're going to cover just a few of those functionalities with you now. First, the Hip Butler is functional. The Hip Butler allows you to keep your beverage at your side at all times. The great uniqueness about this functionality is the fact that once the Hip Butler is securely locked in the friction tension unit, your hands are free for all sorts of activities. Whether you're fishing, whether you're hunting, whether you're hiking, whether you're walking, biking, and even horseback riding. That's right, horseback riding. Shot a little video of Chris Schlageter, a professional cowboy, riding around with a Hip Butler on his hip. And I gotta tell you, even I was impressed. So, is the Hip Butler functional? Absolutely. Secondly, the Hip Butler is unique. It's extremely unique in the fact that with just one hand, you can unload and reload your water bottle or soda bottle into the friction tension unit. This uniqueness really carries the Hip Butler to the next level. Now we know you're going to run into competitors out there in the marketplace, but the fact of the matter is you're going to be hard-pressed to find someone that not only has functionality, also has uniqueness, but now, thirdly, it's versatile. Why is it versatile? Because you can use it whether you're on the go, sitting still, no matter what the activity. It's virtually almost able to give you hands-free refreshment no matter what you do. Not only is it unique in that matter, but it's also unique in the fact that it fits all sorts of bottles. Whether it's your favorite soda bottle, water bottle, funny shapes, it doesn't matter. All the way up to 2-liter water bottles or soda bottles, the Hip Butler will hold it. What holds it in place is this, the friction tension unit of the clip itself. Now this is the Hip Butler. The Hip Butler is an amazing little unit. That's it, specially designed and engineered to hold any water bottle. The space that makes it unique is right here in the fact that this tolerance is kept so closely that it simply locks in place on any water bottle. You can hear it snap and it's locked in. That's the Hip Butler. Now, we've covered the functionality, the versatility, and the uniqueness for the end consumer. But let's take a minute now and talk about the promotional product industry. For years, it's always been thought that a promotional product was just some cheap little giveaway that you gave people that had your name on it. But let's face it, if that product you give the person is not functional, how long are they going to keep it in their hands and how long are they going to remember your name? The great thing about the Hip Butler hydration system is that, well, it's simple to make it a promotional product. We carry over 16 stock colors of the Hip Butler bottle bag. I have just a few samples here with me right now. But the fact of the matter is you have a wide variety of color ranges. Couple that with a nice, clean logo printed on the bag, and you've got a winning product. Now the great thing about this is not only do we have the 16 stock colors, but we can custom match PMS Pantone colors to the bag for a minimum quantity order. The great thing is if your customer orders 100 pieces or more, they automatically get a free one-color print on the bag. It should make it a home run product for the promotional product industry. Now, let me take just a couple minutes and address our competitors. When you're out there trying to sell the Hip Butler, you're going to come across people. They're going to say, yeah, we've seen this before, we've seen something like this before. Because the fact of the matter is, there's been a lot of people try to do something, but nobody's ever done what we've done with the Hip Butler. You see, the Lord gave us a great idea in the Hip Butler, and the idea was to make something that is functional, unique, versatile, and that can cover a wide range of not only bottles, but activities. The Hip Butler, with its pivoting system, swings on your hip. I mean, the bottle freely moves no matter what you're doing. You have the ease of one-hand load and unload operation, not to mention the strength and durability of ABS-hardened plastic. And let me tell you a little bit about this clip. This clip, we spent a lot of time and effort finding this very particular clip. Now the reason being is we made sure that the tolerances in the slide groove that receive the button on the back of the Hip Butler are such that they just don't snap off, which a lot of cell phone clips do. We've put a lot of effort into this. Now, on another point, when it comes to competitors, I don't know what they do for quality control, but what I can tell you about the Hip Butler hydration system, 100% inspection. Every Hip Butler, every belt clip, checked for tolerance and checked for failures. 100% inspection. We don't want a bad product. We want a good name. So, the only thing left to do now is to recap. The Hip Butler is functional, keeping your refreshments at your sides and leaving your hands free for a variety of activities. The Hip Butler is unique. One hand load and unload operation, no matter whether you're sitting still or whether you're on the move. It's out, it's in, and you just keep going along with your day. And finally, the Hip Butler is unique. No matter whether you're sitting, standing, walking, maybe even a little bit of jogging, riding a horse, fishing, working on the tarmac at the airport, maybe you're putting a roof on a house. It is unique, covers the gamut, not only in what you're doing, but in what you're drinking, in an array of bottle sizes. We want to thank you for your time and thank you for considering selling the Hip Butler. If you have questions about pricing, shipping, anything at all, just contact your designated sales manager. And if your customers have any questions and you'd like to show them a little bit more, maybe even a little bit of video about how it works, send them to www.hipbutler.com. And remember, the Hip Butler, the butler everyone can afford.